Anne Bronte. Home. How brightly glistening in the sun the woodland ivy plays, while yonder beeches from their barks reflect his silver rays. That sun surveys a lovely scene from softly smiling skies, and wildly through unnumbered trees the wind of winter sighs. Now loud it thunders o'er my head, and now in distance dies. But give me back my barren hills, where colder breezes rise, where scarce the scattered stunted trees can yield an answering swell, but where a wilderness of heath returns the sound as well. For yonder garden, fair and wide, with groves of evergreen, long winding walks and borders trim and velvet lawns between, restore to me that little spot with gray walls compassed round, where knotted grass neglected lies and weeds usurp the ground. Though all around this mansion high invites the foot to roam, and though its halls are fair within, oh, give me back my home.
Here we are at phonics for lesson 25. Today we're going to start with a song about our vowels. I'm not sure if we've sang this before, so just listen the first time. A says a, E says e, I says I, I. O says U says Now I know my vowels, A, E, I, O, U. Okay, now you try with me. I'm going to sing a little bit slower so that you can keep up if you don't know it yet. A says a, E says e, I says I. O says U says Now I know my vowels, A, E, I, O, U. Okay, let's try that one more time. A says a, E says e, I says I. O says U says Now I know my vowels, A, E, I, O, U. Okay, those are our vowels. Remember, there are only 5 vowels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, E, I, O, U. Now the rest of the letters in the alphabet, we call those consonants. And we're going to cover 4 of our consonants that we've learned. Wait. It's hard for me to pick them up. Okay. Here's the first one. This is a T. T says T, as in tree stump. T says T, T, T. This is an L. L says L, as in ladybug. L says L. This is a B. It says B. B says B, as in badger. B says B. And this letter is an N. N says N, as in nest. N says N. So let's try it again. T says T, as in tree stump. T says T, T, T. L says O as in ladybug. L says O, O, O. B says B as in badger. B says B, B, B. And last one, N says N as in nest. N says N, N, N. Okay, when I hold the card up, you just tell me only the sound. Okay, let's move on to some blends. Here we're going to work on some blends. We're going to read our blends together. Read the first consonant. O, I, li, li. T, e, t, e, te, li, te. B, a, b, a, ba, ba. N, a, na, na. How did you do on the first row? Can you read blends yet? If you can't do it yet, don't worry. It takes a lot of practice. Let's read the first row together, but we're going to read it fast this time. Li, li. T, e, te. B, a, ba. Na, na. Okay, let's read the second row. B, a, ba, ba. N, e, ne, ne. O, a, la, la. T, a, ta, ta. Now let's read this row again quickly. B, ne, la, ta. All right, today we're going to talk about longer and shorter, okay? Elsa, I want you to take a step across the line. Okay, Gabriel, mark where Elsa stopped. Yosva, I want you to take a longer step than Elsa did. Okay, who took a longer step? Was it Yosva or was it Elsa? Which one took a longer step? Yosva took the longer step and Elsa took the shorter step. Okay, you guys can move. So Elsa's step here was shorter and Yosva's step was longer. Here I have a pencil. My pencil is this long. That's maybe like 8 inches. Here I have another pencil. We can compare their size. This pencil is longer and this pencil is shorter. And when we use the words longer and shorter, we're talking about the length of an object. Length is usually lying down. It goes this way. This one is longer and this one is shorter. Now here, I have some towers that I made. Maybe I'll build them again so that you can see. Here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 logs. I used 6 logs for this tower. Here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, oh no! Let's try again, I'll be more careful this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So here I used 6 logs, and here I used 12 logs. This tower is shorter, and this tower is taller. We use the words taller and shorter when we talk about the height of something. The height might tell how high a person is. Maybe you know what your height is. Maybe it tells how the height of an animal. Our cat that we saw yesterday, she doesn't have very much height. She's maybe 12 inches tall. It can tell the height of an object, maybe a building. You might want to know the height. But when we talk about height, how high in the air something goes, we use the words shorter and taller. When we talk about length, we say longer and shorter. Now let's see what we're going to do for our papers today. Here's our math paper for lesson 25. You're going to have to listen very closely and follow along. So get your pencil out and be ready to fill in one of the circles. Fill in the circle under the number your teacher says. So in the first box on top, I want you to fill in the number 7. Look for the number 7 in the very first box. Go to the middle box on the top. In the middle box on top, I want you to fill in the circle under the number 3. Which one is the number 3? In the last box on top, I want you to color in the circle for number 4. Find the number 4. Okay, on the bottom, the first box, I want you to color in the circle for the number 6. Which one is the number 6? In the middle box on the bottom, color in the circle for the number 8. Which one is the number 8? And in the last box, color in the circle for the number 0. Which number means 0? Down at the bottom for number 2, in the first row, you trace all the numbers, and in the bottom row, you write them all by yourself.
Proverbs 25:28. He that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. James 1:19-20. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. For the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of God.